and stop it all. I can't afford to drop a ball. It's final form, playing dirty as if it's my one and only shot to call. I'm breaking your ankles and running the clock. Someone's always got to fall, and I didn't make it this far to worry about another man and how we got along. I just want to make a quick update. I've been getting a lot of questions. People saying, I got a little bit of money. How should I diversify? How should I get started in day trading? And I feels you. I understand. You always got to start somewhere. And I started with a little amount too. When I got into poker. So it's similar. Basically, as you can see, this is just one account. I'm pretty well diversified, as you can see. I got a lot of different coins that I like to mess around with, day trade. I don't got too much in my reserve category, as you can see, just because with what's going on. I've been just kind of chilling, laying low, not really doing too much. I got more BTC in my account. I usually keep my accounts around 30% Bitcoin if I think it's going to be like a green market. If I think it's going to be red or we're going to face a crash, I like to keep it 50-60% Bitcoin. And right now I'm just on the fence, so I'm just keeping my accounts around half Bitcoin, ready for anything. I'll link some good exchanges in the comments that I like to go to. Just it's good just to have whatever coins you have here. So if you're going, let's say you're starting on with a little bit of money, let's say 0.1, 0.2 Bitcoin. Now, you're obviously not going to have enough to go to different exchanges just because the fees are going to really screw you over. So what you need to do is pick a exchange you like. Let's say you like Bittrex. I like Bittrex because they don't have withdrawal fees. All right, I want to stop that. Let me turn off my staking. It's nice. I like that sound, but I don't know how to turn it off. But anyway, the point being, you're going to want to pick one exchange, and you're going to want to pick a few coins you like. So let's start off. Let's say one of the coins you like is obviously Bitcoin. You should always have some Bitcoin. And then you branch off and you like, let's say, so a good starter, what are some good starter coins? Basic attention token, safe exchange, if you're risky, SIA coin, no limit coin, obviously. No limit coin is not on Bittrex, so we won't use that as an example. We'll use SIA coin. But if you want no limit coin, you can use Yobit, and I'll link a bunch of other descriptions. So depending on what route you want to go, it's kind of like when you fucking Ash Ketchum and they give you a choice of Pokemon. It's like, do you want a fucking Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Pikachu? I believe those were the choices. So, like, you know, do you want to go Yobit and go go no limit coin? Do you want to go Bittrex and have more, just more coins? I love no limit coin, don't get me wrong, but the only reason I wouldn't suggest a new starter to start trading on Yobit is just because the withdrawal fees are pretty outrageous as opposed to Bittrex, which is free. So we're just going to use this as an example. And so a good one would be something like Basic Attention Token, SIA coin. These are just nice, solid bets. And you're going to want to get in on the three. You're going to try to look at the week low. The week low, then the 3-day low and the 2-day low, and just kind of compare them. And so all right, let's just do this. Let's do a live example. Exampion. All right, so what's SIA coin doing? What you doing, brother? So let's say we want SIA coin 555. So this is when coin market cap becomes your ninja. All right, SIA coins right here, 14. hit this 7-day marker. Go and hit the 7-day. All right, so we're looking for, you know, a couple of days, looking for the week low. So the week low, it looks like, is going to be here, obviously. So about 12 cents. You know, maybe it could get to 12 cents. So what I would do is, if we were going to be setting some lures, and the thing that kind of sucks, I understand you're not going to be able to set that many lures because you don't have as much money. So you have to find the coins you like. So let's say you really like Coin and you want to get invested. Keep in mind you have Bitcoin, which is also an appreciating asset. So don't be so desperate to get in. I would come in. I'd probably come in at about 525. All right, so I'm going to try to manage one BTC here and see if I can get this to work. All right, so 520. Oops, dirt right here, 52. All right, so we can afford, we balling, we can afford more. How much can we get? All right, so let's say you go about right here. All right, so let's say you go about 3, right? And then you would hit buy. So let's do an example. Comes up right here. Yeah, buy me some Coin, right? And then you're going one bag. All right, I want some more. 500. We're gonna go 500. And do the same thing, right? We're just setting lures, you know what I'm saying? You can check your lures on the next page. It's gonna have the marker right here, right? You could probably even go cheap. You can go even lower if you want, like 1,000. You know, you don't even have to go this high. It's just like an example. You know, you can go 1,000 even if you want. And then I'd set one at like 490, or no, like 475 or 450. We'll go 450. We'll do a 50, because the less likely it is, the lower you want to put in there, because you don't want to tie up as much Bitcoin on a lower probability. So it's fine, because once you hit it, you don't need to buy as much because you're getting a better deal. You want to put your chunks though in reasonable spots, if that makes sense. Because if you're always putting big chunks on the riskier spots, and you're only going to be hitting a little, and you're not going to have enough volume to really create something. So another thing is, you don't want to be greedy when you're starting off small, because you want to be able to take those small wins. The small wins add up, and you have to do a lot of homework, and you just have to really study these coins and try to get in entry points and try to make those quick flips. Make sure you're getting, you know, use the percentage calculator. You can Google it. It's very simple, just a percentage calculator. See, you know, percentage calculator, how do I use it? How do I use it? We go right here, we copy, and we're like, all right, let's say this is right here, and you're trying to see, you buy it at 515, and let's say it dips to 515, it goes back up to 555. How much money would you make? That's 7.7%. Now, the fees here are 0.25, right? 0.25. So that means to make it profitable, obviously you have to do anything above 0.25. I have a rule. I don't fuck with anything lower than 0.9%, and that's on a super low, super duper low. I recommend not fucking with anything less than 3-4%, and try to aim at the 7 to 10 to 15, 20% range if you're starting off. But don't get greedy, and save your nest eggs, which I talk about. What's a nest egg? All right, I'll go ahead and go back over to nest egg. All right, so this is my nest egg. Let's say you buy 100,000 Coin, all right, and you bury 60,000. You're buried. They're gone. These are long-term investment. You bury them over here. They don't exist anymore. Now you have 40,000, and your goal with this 40,000 is to make as much money as possible in the quickest amount of time. That's the whole goal of this 40%. So you buy it down here, and it starts to go up, and you're like, maybe hey, should I sell? And it's like, no. All right, right around here, you're gonna want to drop your first 10%. You're gonna drop 10%. So you're gonna drop 10K, 10,000 Coin. You're gonna be selling right here, and at about, so if you buy it down here at 6, in this example, you bought it at 6. You're going to be selling it at about 740 to 750 range, 10%. And then you're going to sell another 10%, just all the way up. Probably you go 750, and then you go 850, sell another 10%, 900, sell another 10%, right? So you done sold 30% from 750 up. Now, as it goes down and it gets below 750, you can start to buy again. And I start to buy about, all right, so in this example, I would start to buy around here, around a little over 700. I would start to aim and buy 10%, and then definitely buying more under 10%. So let's say we ended up buying just 20% here, right? That's how we got. Now we're messing with, we sold 10% or 30%. 750 is the new floor on there. And you can write this shit down if it's complicated. You start off here. You still have 10% from way down here. Keep that in mind. You still have 10% from way down here that you didn't sold. You sold 30% right here with the new floor 750. The new floor 750 is for the 30% you sold. The 10% down here remaining is still at this low floor. So you can still sell this at any time basically for a profit. But you're holding it because you're waiting for a better opportunity. And then you bought more down here below 750, but you don't want to buy more than 30%. You want to buy 30% and no more, because this floor is down here and you don't want to buy more above this floor. You understand? You have to make a new floor. You made a new floor with 30% here. So you're going to buy, and you sell 30% up here, then you're able to buy 30% again, lower than what you sold it for up here. Okay. Now it's going, and this is the situation. So you bought 30% right here. So what happens during a crash like we experience? Okay, so if you notice a little bit of bumps, right, you're going to want to sell at about a lower fraction, so a lower point. So you can drop 10% right here. Boom, bought 10% here, bounce it. So now you got about 20%, right? And you got, if you notice this kind of long trend, you might even want to throw the 10% down here, right? And another 10% from right here. Throw these together, bam, sell it up here. That way you're still getting a real good profit from down here, and you're getting a profit from right here. And now you're still holding 20% up here, and you still got 20% that you just sold. So now you're back in the game. And when it goes down, so let me just make sure everybody understands. You ended up selling you end up selling 30% up here. After buying, you have 40% left from your original 100. Your 60% you nest egg. Down here, you have 40% that you're fucking with, that you bought down here. From here and above, you sell your 30%. That's all you're able to sell. So you have 10% down here, 30% sold up here. As it goes down, you buy another 30% down here below what you sold it for right here. Up here, you sell a little bit. As it starts to go down, you sell your original 10% from down here. And we say you sold about, from here to here, let's say you sold 10%. We'll just say you sold 10% instead of the 20, to keep the crash example. So you sold 10% up here from the 30% that you got up here. Then you sell another 10% from what you got up here. But you also, from what you got down here, excuse me. So let me do it again. You sold 30%. You come down here. You bought 30% more. You sold 10%. Sell 20%, right? 10% from down here, and another 10% from right here, and you sold 10% from right here. That leaves you 10% right here, remaining. And now you're like, I don't want to sell right here. Then it starts to go down. What do you do with this remaining 10%? And the nest egg, for that matter. Nest egg's dead anyway. It doesn't exist. This, as it goes down, you just hold. And you just have to hold and grunt. And that's just what it is in life. Now, keep in mind, you hold 10%, but you still got some money that you made from here. And you can get back into the game if you feel like you're stuck. So from the profit you made originally, right, set aside, if you're real disciplined, you can now buy back in when you notice a major crash. Like, holy shit, it's so cheap, I want to buy it. You can buy back here. So let's say you bought at 10%, because you still have 30% left from what you sold and bought. You only have 10% locked up at this price. So let's say you bought 20% down here, you sold it again up here, bought it again right here, sold some right here, waited, sold another 10% right here, and yada yada. Now you can buy. So that's how you try to stay in the game. You can always rebuy back in, and you just have to be disciplined. And don't look at the numbers. It doesn't matter how much money you have. That's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to increase that number that you have. And the only way to do that is to never sell for a loss, hold during crashes, buy more when you can, be a little quicker to sell your 30 to 40%. on the 60-40 rule. Keep your nest eggs and the coins you believe in, because you got to have long-term investments too. Eventually you will be able to pay for your nest egg, so it's like free money, and you'll be happy when, you know, down the road one of these companies really does hit it huge and that nest egg turns out to be very, very nice. And the more nest eggs you have, the happier you will be. I want to keep this relatively short. I know it's fucking complicated. I tried to explain it as best I could. You know, I mean, in theory, it's just basically you're gonna, you know, nest egg more than half, sell a little bit up here from the portion that you're selling, buy it back down here, and just try to do that all the way around. If you get locked out, like the example here, we had 10% locked up here, you can always rebuy back in from what the profit you made selling up here. And these kind of crashes, just stay disciplined, really research. You gotta hustle. People are saying, well, I got 9 to 5s. It's like, well, that's fine, you know, like if your goal is to make a lot of money, then you're gonna have to, if the 9 to 5 is not your future, if it's not your future, you do just as much as you can not to get fired. You don't give all your energy to that job. You do your job. Don't do a shitty job. You don't want to build shitty neurons. Everything you do it good, right? But don't, any kind of chance you can, study this shit. Get on the internet, research, find coins, link them in the comments, and I will personally research them myself. You know, find some coins that, you know, you might like. You never know. And, you know, always look for capped coins. And if it's not capped, look for something that's real low stake, not above 15%. Anything above 15% is a little too excessive. And just work, research, and diversify, so you're not stuck and you just try to make the 30% work across the board. Find two or three coins that you really like, Bitcoin included, and then you get basic attention token, see a coin, and maybe SafeX or something like that. Just whatever, you know, and just try to make those moves. There's also a little bit of luck involved, but, you know, persistence pays off. And I just wanted to make this update. It's a Friday night. You already know what I'm doing. I'm waiting for my girl to get back from school, right? She's getting her master's degree. She's a psychiatrist. Holler, right? You know what I mean? She fix your mind real quick. So anyway, the point is, how bad do you want it? Because even when I was broke, even when I was down, I always knew I was going to be ridiculously wealthy. And I'm not saying I'm ridiculously wealthy right now, but I know I'm going to be. I am. It's kind of like, people are like, equate that to an analogy, like the confidence. And I hate saying the word confidence because it's incomplete. I look at me being a billionaire, me becoming a billionaire, in the same way as you look at getting on a plane and going to your destination. Now, you're on a plane, you're not at your destination yet. And barring some kind of horrific tragedy, which most people don't focus on, you find something to do because you're like, I'm going to get to my destination. It's just a matter of time before we land and I get off the plane. That's how I feel with the billionaire thing. It's like, it's just like a plane ride, and I'm going to get there. It's not a matter of, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And it's just that kind of belief. It's not even a belief. It's just an innate knowing. It's like, I just know that this is going to happen. I could make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month, and it doesn't even faze me. You know, it doesn't faze me at all. And that's because it's expected. Anytime you make a lot of money and you're surprised by it, that's not the right mentality. You have to expect it. You have to expect great things. You can't be surprised at making money. It's to be expected. It's easy. Let it flow. Stop resisting. It's not that hard. It's really not. Put in the work. Find a passion. Who says work? Who says putting in? I hate even using the word work. Just putting in effort. When does effort have to be slavery? When does effort have to be bad? Like, it's good. Like, I go to the gym and I exert effort and I like that. It's good. It's the same thing. You know, I don't consider that work. I consider that just me training, me improving. And I like doing that because what else are you going to do in life? Stay stagnant and become toxic? Or are you going to keep flowing, keep going? So stop looking at how much money you have. It doesn't fucking matter. Make it work. Keep on working. Keep on expanding. And stop being surprised. Expect it. Know it. It's not some fucking law of attraction bullshit. It's nothing like that. It's knowing where you're fucking going. And you don't have to always know how you're going to get there. You just know you're going to get there. Some people are going to understand it. Some people won't. I understand. It's fine. It's hard. I can't always put what it is into words. I just try. I'm restricted by the human language. I can't always get 100% my feeling across. Maybe I can't put it into words how I feel. But drop your coin that you research in the comments. I'll research it myself. Give you some clues. You can always join the No Limit Slack, the trading room. We're always talking about trading, and yeah, man. I know people are out there putting in the work. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. I know when you have to do something. Especially, I don't know what it's like to have kids and have to be painted into that corner where the responsibility must be crushing. But you just have to keep your fucking head up because you don't got no other motherfucking choice. You can't worry about your bank account. Stop worrying about where you are now. And if you work out and you only focus on the pain, you're never going to get a good workout. You have to just focus on the goal while you're there. Stop. I know it's got to be tough for a lot of people. Just build upon what you have right now. Become resourceful. Know the arts of saving. This crypto game should make you really good at saving because you should want to put every fucking penny you have into this. Every penny you can afford, you should put it into that. Instead of eating out, cook a homemade meal, save that money, put it into the fucking crypto. No, you're going to be compounding it. Stop saying that dollars don't matter. If you walk past a fucking penny on the ground, you don't pick it up, you're telling the universe you don't fucking want money. And I believe in that shit. You have to have a mentality that money flows. You're never too good for money. You have to fucking accept the good money. Just be more open. And this is getting a little crazy and long. I just wanted to put something out there, and hopefully this helps some people with the trading. Holla at your boy. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Cheers. Peace.